answers. And more so now, people are looking, and the answer is right before us. As you've heard them say, they're saying, well, may God bless them. And see, God has already blessed us by giving his rules and regulation that we call the law. And there's a lot of confusion, but the confusion has to be sought out by the individual that's looking for the truth. Now, this evening, what I'd like to do is to show you that Israel is very special. And I don't know whether you've ever heard me say that Yahweh loves three things that I've found out. And I'm sure it might be more, but the three things that I've found out that Yahweh loves. One is his name, another is the law, and the other is Israel. He loves Israel. And he loves Israel so much that he gave them something that he didn't give nobody. See, one of the confusions that I like to put to rest is that people are looking for religion. And see, religion is totally man-made, but that's something they have to wrestle with. Because when Yahweh came to Abraham and he made his chosen people, and that he chose them, he said that he would make them a great nation. But he also said something that was very great and wonderful that we should be proud to even know exists. In Psalm 147, he says, verse 20, he has not dealt so with any nation. Now this is beautiful. He makes this statement. He says that he had not dealt so with anybody. And it's Psalm 147, verse 20. Now, he gave them a privilege. He gave them something that he didn't give nobody else. And we should want to know, what is that? And like he said, he didn't say he had not dealt so with any religion. He said he had not dealt so with any other nation. Because you never, as I've said, if you've listened to the other tapes, you cannot identify anybody by color. You identify people by their nationality. And Yahweh said that he said, he has not dealt so with any other nation. Now, let's go and see how he dealt with his chosen people different than he dealt with anybody else. As I'm saying, I'm talking about learning something that will empower you in your mind, in your spirit, in your very existence. If you don't have this, if you ain't got no information now, you're in trouble. You got to have something. You got to have something to make things work. Is this not to believe making things work? And when you keep the commandments of Yahweh, that makes things work. And the thing is, I'm trying to say to you, we are the chosen of the living God. Yahweh has chosen us. Now that has nothing to do with anybody else. We have to find what relates to us. We should be proud to know that everybody that has scorned us, has Yahweh said, happy art thou, Israel, for who are like unto you, for you will find what? Your enemies liars. See, this is a happy time. We shouldn't be mad with him. We should be happy. You understand what I'm saying? Because we found him lies. We found that he lied to us. We don't have to be angry with him. He's angry that you found out. You don't have to be angry with him. He's more angry with himself because he sees you are wakening up. But I have some information to give you that I'm sure is pertinent. But let's start at Deuteronomy, because I want to show you we're special. We're special people. It doesn't take anything from anybody else. Everybody else has told us we ain't nothing. We should be glad to hear something about we are something. Don't you think so? I think so. Somebody tell me all my life I'm nothing, and then when I find out I'm something. Would somebody care to starting at verse 18?
Chapter what?
Chapter 26, verse 18 to 19. But what I'd like for you to do is stand up and read it loud. Stand up and read it loud. Okay? Deuteronomy. Okay? I want you to read it loud. I want you to bellow it out. I want them to hear the truth. But while you're looking for that, I would also like to say to you that When Yahweh has said anything to us, it is to strengthen us. He has allowed us to know a truth. And he has allowed us in this truth to grow.
What did you say, 26?
Yeah, Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 18 to 19. I'd like for somebody to stand up and just read that out very loud and let us hear how we are special people. Okay? Yeah. Could you stand up?
Okay, 26. So we stand?
Yeah, and just speak up loud, just towards me.
And Yahweh has hate.
And Yahweh has avowed
thee this day to be his particular people.
Peculiar people.
Peculiar people.
Yeah.
As he has promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments.
So we are different people. Peculiar means different. Right? We are different people. We're not like everybody else. He made us different. Why? Because we are one with our God. See, I want to show you that he told us that we would be one with him. He didn't separate himself. He said, he gave us a peace. I have not dealt so with any other nation. So he made us a peculiar people, a different people. And that's why when you're different, what happens? People don't what? Like you. Right? They don't like you for your difference. And that peculiarity that we have as a people serves all humanity. See, it's not a stingy peculiarity where you run in the corner and you're selfish with it. But our peculiarity serves all humanity. We are different people. People know it. We are kind people. You don't think we kind? Why is it that everybody's always telling us that they're better than us, and you don't hear us saying we better than they are? They'll get up and say, I'm better than you. If you better, just be better. If you got to tell it, it's because you're in doubt. They're in doubt. You don't have to remind nobody you ain't got no hair if you ain't got no hair. It's evident. You know what I'm saying? People know we're different. When a people can make an industry in music that's all their own called rap, just by the flipping of their tongue and playing a background music, these are a particular peculiar. These are people that's endowed with a ability of creativity that the world is yet to see what they really can do. Because our history in slavery, this in America where it started, we don't have to go back to Africa. We can start it here. Is an elite history. Would you not agree? That's right. We came here after our lover, matter of fact, our lover went to get us. Esau, our brother that hates us. And we are called what? The loveless people. Why? Because we double-crossed the one that really loves us. Who's that? Yahweh. So nobody else can love us. If you double-cross your sincerest love, you're in what? Trouble. And we're in what? Trouble. That's right. Because nobody loves us like Yahweh. Nobody loves us like Yahweh. Yahweh didn't make Israel so that Israel could fail. Yahweh made Israel so Israel would be corrected. And as he said, if a father loves a child, he does what? He chastens him. He chastises him. When a father doesn't love his child, what do he let him do anything? Yahweh don't love the wicked man. That's why the world is all messed up. Out of control, messed up. Who's going to say it's wrong? You'd be a fool to tell me I'm a liar. If this was 50 years ago, you tell me, oh, you lying. Who's going to tell me I'm lying that they have not messed up a planet? They have messed up a planet. And guess what? They ain't the only ones that live here. We all got something to say. I don't care if you burn down your own house, but if my house is attached to yours, I got something to say. I don't care if they go out of space. Go on up there. Them entities will get them. They don't even want them up there. And I'm saying to you, we are different people. Now let's see what Yahweh said. And let's tell the story and tell it right. And I want to tell anybody, if you think I'm wrong, don't wait until the tape ends. Tell me now. Don't wait and say, you know, he said something. I ain't said one thing wrong. Since I ain't hear no comments, I will continue.
And to make, you want me to continue?
Yeah.
And to make thee high above all nations.
What did he say?
And to make thee high.
High above all nations. We was to be made high above all nations. See, go ahead.
Which he has made, and praised in his name, and in his honor.
In here, that's right.
And that thou mayest be a holy
people. A holy people. Now how will we be holy? By keeping the commandments of your house. That's right, keeping the law. That's all you got to do. People are looking for the blessing of Yahweh. It's already here. Stop looking for what's here. If it's here, it's here. Something about God gonna bless you. He already bless you. Keep the commandments of Yahweh. Wrestle with yourself. You're not here. If everything was easy, then you wouldn't have no respect for it. So wrestle with it. Just like a woman that brings forth that child. If it was this easy, or she'd do it again and again. Some women do it one time, I ain't gonna do it again. She said, she ain't, that's right. Most of them say, I ain't having no more. But I'm saying because it's not easy. Bringing forth the right idea in the earth is not easy. It said Israel labor to bring this into existence as a mother in childbearing. Labor to bring it in. Labor, how do you labor? Tell me how you labor. By doing it. Do it. How you do labor? Do it. Do it. Stop getting confused. Just do it. Don't worry about is it working. It can't do nothing else but work. You better do something. Didn't Paul tell you that your warfare is not physical? We ain't have to fight no physical war, but a spiritual war. Didn't he say that? That's what he said. A spiritual war. Bringing down. We're here to bring down anything that exalts itself against God. And how will we do it? By keeping what? The law. Can you commence?
And it says, may it be a holy people unto Yahweh thy God, as he has spoken.
Who's spoken it?
Yahweh.
Yahweh spoken it. Now, if they don't like it, let them go and talk it over with Yahweh. I didn't say it. Yahweh said it. We are peculiar people. We are different people. I have not dealt so with any nation of people, and we're not no niggas. We're Israelites. That's your nationality. There ain't no religion. And I'm tired of people saying the Jews died under Hitler. Ain't no Jews was in that land. He slaughtered other people. That's right. We are the Judeans. We are the tribe of Judah. We're the Jews. We're the royalty. Tell the story right and everybody will get it right. We don't have to convince nobody, but who? Ourselves. That's right. Now, what it says now in Deuteronomy chapter 4, Yahweh says some beautiful things because he has called you to do a beautiful work. And I want to make it clear so when I'm finished, you'll go away stronger, mighty, powerful, and you'll have understanding that's worthy. Now he says in Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse 32, for ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that Elohim created man upon the earth, and ask from one end of the heaven unto the other, whether there has been any such thing as this great thing is, or has been heard like it. He said, I want you to act. I want you to go from one end. In other words, what I've done for you, it ain't never been done. I've not dealt so with any other nation. He said, go from any place. It has never been done. Did ever people hear the voice of Elohim speaking out of the midst of the fire as thou hast heard? See, he dealt with you special. He said, go and ask him from the creation whether this has ever happened. You see, I want to show you you're a special people. I want you to leave here this evening knowing that Yahweh loves you. It's for you to begin to what? Love yourself. That's right. See, did ever people hear the voice of Elohim speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard, and lived? Or has Elohim ascended to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptation, by signs and wonders, and by wars, and by a mighty hand? In other words, he only took one people. That's you, Israel. And you owe it to him. Is this like a husband that serves a wife? That wife owes him the service. Owes him the service if he provides for her. That's the duty of a man. Yahweh won our love and respect. He just didn't come in and bust in and through a law and say, you do it. He earned the respect. He earned the love and the courtesy that we were supposed to give. So he had right to do what he did to us, and still has right, because he earned it. He said, didn't he say he's a jealous God? Jealousy can be positive or negative. The jealousy that Yahweh has for us is love. And that jealousy is to keep us for what? Himself. We are a special people. And if he only loved us because we did good, then he wouldn't love us. Let me tell you the story. And by a stretched out arm, and by great terror, according to all that Yahweh, your Elohim, did for you in Egypt before your eyes. You, the individual nation that he himself said, I have not dealt so with any other nation. And he's proven it to you. He want to tell you he loves you. Unto thee it was shown, thee meaning you, the individual, that thou mayest know that Yahweh, he is Elohim. There is none else besides him. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice. He might instruct thee, and upon earth he showed thee his great fire. And thou heardest his words out of the midst of the fire. And because what? He loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from before thee, greater and mightier than thou art. Why? Because ain't nobody can stand against you, Israel, when you do what? The right thing. We don't worry about how great or big. He said, I took you against nations that was greater than you, because I want to prove to you that through me, Yahweh was saying, there ain't nothing impossible. We the only people that cannot shrink. If Yahweh said, go through the mountain, you go through the mountain. If Yahweh said, go through the fire, you go through the fire. Keep your mouth shut. Don't even think whether you can. Let him fail you, because there ain't no failure in him. There's only failure in you. We can't think. We the only people that don't need to think. Everybody else has to sit down and plot. We don't have to plot. We know it all. All we have to do is read it. And anything he say goes. He is the ruler. He is king. And once we understand that if people can be hypnotized by a lie called Christianity, well, why can't you be hypnotized by the truth? And as soon as you hear the truth, you go right into rebellion. Why? Because you rebelled against the truth once before. So don't be surprised you rebelling now. If it was just one person in the room, I get in the room by myself so I can tell me. That's right. That's all that matters. He raised one person to make a nation. He only needs one. He don't need a multitude. Because in you is the fulfillment of it all. In the seed comes what? The tree. Or whatever the seed is. And in us is the seed. Yahweh is not going to throw us away. Because he said, you sons of Israel are not consumed because I what? Do not change. So, let's do it. Ain't nobody can beat us. They're the losers. Neither thou to drive out nations from before thee greater and mightier than thou art, to bring thee in, to give thee their land for an inheritance as it is this day. Know therefore this day and consider it in thy heart that Yahweh, he is Elohim in heaven above and upon the earth beneath, there is none else. Do I need to say any more? But let me go on, because I want to prove that you are great people. And I want us to go to Genesis 22. Genesis 22. Because let's tell a great and hear the things that Yahweh told us that we should learn in the land of our captivity. In the land, and I would like to also add, but let me read this. Genesis chapter 22, verse 18. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou have obeyed my voice. Now, because we have not obeyed, and since we did obey, and we were the blessing of all the nations, now because we did not obey, what does it mean? That means the nations can't be blessed. Because Genesis chapter 22, verse 18. So Yahweh made us special that all the nations have to acknowledge you and me. So let us begin to acknowledge each other. Because we're the blessing of each other. That's right. Let us go to Amos 3. I want to show how special we are. And we should love our God with all our mind, with all our body, with all our might. There's none like him. Amos 3:2 says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. See? Yahweh said, I've only known you. He said, I've not dealt so with any other nation. I didn't know nobody else. I made everybody. But I only got personal with you. That's beautiful. We're Yahweh's first love. And it wasn't that we came to him, he came to us. He gave us a credibility in the earth that he didn't give nobody else. And never said that he would give anybody else that credibility. We have a great calling. And we should be glad to know that Yahweh has made us that peculiar and special people. We should take this and run with it and begin to exercise ourselves in a superior thought, and that is who we are, what we should be about. Unless in our life become vain, and then at the end, we curse the days that we should have blessed that Yahweh has given us. You understand? Because when we have Yahweh with us, wherever we are, is good. However it goes is good. Because we know Yahweh has his hands in it. So he told us, you only have I known. Now, in Hosea Because he said, you only have I known Israel. I have not known nobody else but you. And he says, Hosea 2, and I would like somebody to stand up and read this, 19 to 20. Okay? Hosea 2, 19 to 20. You want to stand up and read that real loud? So, when we understand that we are this special people, and we have a special job, a special mission, when you understand that we can stand up to our children and tell them something greater than great, that the God that owns the universe and the fullness thereof loves you. And it says here, and I will betroth thee unto me, what? Forever. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me, what? In righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercy. I will betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know Yahweh. So Yahweh said that he would betroth us on to him. Now, I would like to point out from here something very interesting, and I like to go back to Deuteronomy because I would like to point this out to you, because it is a beautiful thing to know the truth of it, and Yahweh is a great and awesome Allah, and I want to okay, I'm okay. Okay, let's see. Let me definitely find it, because it tells of a beautiful thing. Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 1. When a man has taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she finds no favor in his eyes, because he has found some uncleanliness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorce, and give it in her hands, and send her out of his house. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. Now I want you to listen, because you are special people. And if the latter husband hate her, and write her a bill of divorcement, and give it in her hands, and send it her out of his house, or if the latter husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife, after that she is defiled. For this is an abomination before Yahweh, and thou shalt not cause the land to sin, which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee for an inheritance. So Yahweh said that you can't go back to your wife if she goes with another man. He said you can't do that. Okay? Now, well, let me finish up the lesson. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to show you how special we are. You understand? I'm going to show you what Yahweh thinks about us, because we are great and wonderful people. I would like for us to go to Jeremiah chapter 3. Okay?
Jeremiah
chapter 3. They say, Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 1, they say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man, shall he return unto her again? The question is no. Okay. Shall not the land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers. yet return again to me, said Yahweh. Man, we should be shouting all over the floor. Why? Because Yahweh superseded his own law for us. He said, I have not dealt so with any other nation. In other words, it was in the law that you cannot go back and take your wife that became another man's wife. And he dies, he cannot return. In other words, we broke the law. We took on other things other than what Yahweh said. Yahweh had all right to give us a bill of divorce and turn his back away from us. But he said, I have not dealt so with any other nation. And I want to prove tonight we are that special people. When I finish, if you can't see it, you don't need to talk to me about it. You need to sit down and think about it, because there's nothing I can do. We are special. We are godly people. He's here and he's working with us. When he brought us into creation, he could have made us perfect immediately. But that wouldn't have showed what struggle, what the universe is about. Yahweh took a people, he gave them the most perfect thing. And what was that? What did he give us? He gave us the law, which was perfect, to an imperfect people, to bring them into perfection. That was the purpose of the law, to bring you up to perfection. Remember, we have been used to doing negativity.